I hope you're ready, because it's about time for big. Hey, what's up, everybody?
I love that. I love that intro song.
It is a good intro.
I do some good once in a while. Otherwise, I'm disregarded.
I love them, dude. I don't know what it is. I love that deer popping up in the beginning. It's always been one of my favorite. But, guys, hey, man, welcome. Tonight, Big Sexy Indoors Outdoors Podcast. Thank you for joining us. And tonight, actually, I'm going to make this one a little selfish. This one's going to be about me. I had an experience this weekend that I want to share with everybody. If you've seen the title is Fishing for Stingrays. So I didn't share much pictures. I didn't share much of anything. Things are coming in slowly from others. I do have some videos and things like that. But I'm gonna try to hold off on some of them. I'm super excited to share the video. I actually had the pleasure of working with Brosman brothers. And dude, them guys are incredible. Aaron was so much fun to be around. Corey was just, oh man, I'll tell you what, when I watched the dedication of these guys, it was incredible. When you go out there, these guys want you to get fish. That's their goal. They're not in it for the dollar. I've been on many charters, many things, and you go out there. No, I'm sorry, it's a bad day. These guys ain't like that, man. They're putting you on fish, and they're putting you on some real fish. So let me just start. Go ahead, ask questions, man. Give them to me.
How did this all start? How did this all start? Because you weren't intended to go.
I was not. And
yeah, you weren't going to go.
I was not. There's another good one. So I got a phone call from my Uncle Joe. Apparently 2 people jumped out. And he said, hey, man, I really need somebody to fill the spot. Can you help me out? And truth being, at first I was like, man, I'm in the process of moving. I got some stuff going on with BASO, and I just don't think it's a good time for me. And I sent him a text, and the text said, send me the info. I'll think about it. Okay. Now, you're going to laugh at this, but this is what won it. So after I said, send me the info, I'll think about it, he sent me Brosman Brothers.
Hey, Kevin.
Fishing. Hey, Kevin. And I was like, I'm in. Didn't ask him how much. Didn't ask him. I watch Corey Brosman on Facebook, YouTube. I watch his trapping, his hunting. I think the guy's an incredible dude. And the fact that I got to just go and be part of what he was doing was worth the money to me. So it didn't matter after that. That was my sell point, okay? That might sound stupid, but that was my sell point. I think my Uncle Joe actually told him at one point, some guy is going to melt over you when he sees you. Yeah, it kind of made me feel a little weird inside. Yeah. But
it's not the first time you threw your panties at someone. So,
yeah, right. I mean, it was the first time with this dude, but I mean, hey.
But you say that.
But no, I did. I had a great, I was pumped for this. So as you can tell by the smile on my face, I had such a great time. So we get there, and the whole way down there. So let me start by the trip down.
There you go.
So it starts way before fishing. So on the way down there, we got in this conversation over, I forget how it was, but my uncle brought up this weird thing about dead corpses. And of course, we're laughing as we get out the car and we're whatever. And as we get out, my uncle says, hey, just so you know, I told Corey our whole group is 400-pound people. So I was like, why would you do that? And he's chuckling. we'll see if he starts unloading the boat when we get there. My uncle's a sick person. He loves to have fun. So we pull in, and of course we went to the job, Johnny, and we're taking some time to breathe and unloading stuff, stretch our legs, and here comes a guy in a golf cart, and he's there, looks at the boat, takes off. We all kind of laughed and was like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, here comes Corey. He's getting stuff ready. And, man, let me tell you what. He grabbed right on our stuff and just started loading it on, man. That guy was – like when I tell you these guys were hands-on and they cared about what they did, I mean, he just grabbed coolers, started loading them on. He didn't – there was no questions. No, he was ready to go, and I loved it. That was for me. That was exciting. Then he gets – gear out of his vehicle. Now, this was for me, this was a real big start of the night for me. He says, are you fishing with a bow? Of course, I answered, yeah. I didn't know there was any other option. I wouldn't have changed it anyway, but so he gets these guns out. I sent Chris, I think, a picture of these guns. If I didn't, I will. And I'll get them put up on the site. So, however, he gets these big blue guns out, and they have arrows in them. Now, I ain't going to lie to you. Mentally, I'm thinking, what in the heck is that?
And they're bows.
Dude, these things were rocking. I mean, rocking. My uncle used my uncle's handicap. He's been through a lot of things in his life, a lot of surgeries. I have no judgment to who uses what to have fun. But let me tell you that he was deadly with that thing. This thing come out. One had a laser on it as a sight. One had, and all I kept thinking was, man, that thing was cool. So that was a real big start of the night for me. Real big start was just seeing that gun and didn't know something like that truly people used. Like I've seen them, but I didn't know people used them for real. You know how it is. I was like, man, that is cool. Get on the boat. I lied to you. Aaron, we got introduced to Aaron at that point. It was right around there we got introduced to Aaron. Aaron comes walking over. Now Aaron has, listen, when I tell you this dude lives on the water, so you hear this. This dude lives on the water. He comes over, and you can see his sunglasses, like, on his face, and he's so tanned. And I knew then that these guys were, I mean, I knew they were legit a lot sooner than that. I wouldn't agree to go, but every step we took, more and more, proved these guys were into what they wanted to do. I mean, when you were on the water that much, that tells you something. You know what I mean? That tells you know your areas. It tells you know what you're doing. So I was excited, man. We pulled out of there. I was pumped. I mean, super pumped. Now, let me tell you, I was a fat guy in the boat. I'm always a fat guy in the boat, no matter what boat we're on. Okay, so I'm going to shoot you straight there. We'd be on a yacht. I'm still the fat guy in the boat. So we pull out. We get going. Everybody sits. Of course, I have to sit in the middle. I have to keep the boat weighted and level. We get out. We start getting some lights on, getting set up. And we started in deep water. Okay. Now, even though we were in deep water, I still stayed in the middle in the back of the boat. And I was okay with that. The ladies were new to it. My uncle set up the trip. And my Uncle Ed actually went with. And he had a gun. And he never did it before either. Listen, I'm not one of them guys. You guys know that. I don't care. I just want to have fun. At the end of the day, if I have fun, I don't care what I kill or what we do. I want to enjoy what we did. And it started off with Joe. So we're in deep water, a little harder to see. And in that deep water, them guns, dude, my uncle was like Yosemite Sam or John Wayne, whatever you want to call him. Dude, that gun, first 3 fish he seen. I got it. I mean, he was dead. Did not matter. He was hitting them. There's a gun right there, and we can see that in the middle. It's a little blurry on Corey's page. Yeah. But that thing, was deadly, man. Deadly. Now, I don't know if you see her bow, but so at any point somebody can comment on the side and tell me if I'm wrong. That was an AMS setup, the bows. Okay. There's all different kinds of reels and setups out there. Those reels there, they're free to shoot. So when you shoot, there's no tension, no nothing.
Yeah, just pull
you shoot the arrow, you pull trigger, and you just, if they stick in the bottom, you give them a little pull and reel them up, a couple of times to keep the arrow going. And then you can reel it in. The one thing they taught us on the boat is, there you go. For anyone interested in the guns, they are Humorex Fish R. So there you go. Thank you, Captain Aaron. Look at that. Captain Aaron's on with us right now.
Yeah, we're I let them know we're already planning our next trip down so that all the BSO can go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I will tell you this.
That'd be awesome.
If I did it again, okay, I'll change some things. So just from the start of what I've told so far, if I did it again so far,
you remember
I would go 4 people. I would only go 4 people fishing, shooting. I would only do that. I would do 4 people, probably to the front of the boat. Or from where I'm at, I would have done the 2 guns in the back of the boat and the bows up front. I would have done that. I might have done that a little different. From my experience in it. It's the only things I might have done different. I would have never changed who I went with, when I went, how I did it. I just seen them guns are so awesome that I don't think it mattered if you were standing on the top deck. You know what I mean? It was like hunting from a tree stand with a rifle. Them things were awesome. I don't know. I wasn't upset. I didn't use a bow. I was so excited, or a gun. I was so excited to use a bow. I've bow fished in the past. Had good experiences and bad. It's been years since I got into it really big. So I was super excited to just get on a boat and go, So, on Joe shoots 3. Ed shoots 1. We're at what, 4? Yeah, we're at 4 there. Oh, and then Joe's back started to hurt. So this is a real exciting part for me. So Joe's back starts to hurt. And he's like, hey, man, I think I'm going to take a break. I was like, yeah, do what you got to do. So as he comes back, I said, hey, I'm going to sneak up there and stand a minute. He said, no problem. Do what you got to do. Dude, I wasn't standing there 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And Corey and Aaron said, there's one, straight down. And I shot. And I was like, I missed. And it went. And I was like, oh, crap. Dude, when Corey said, dude, don't lose that one. I think you just got a new record, state record. I was like, oh, no way. So we ended up putting another arrow in it. I think Chris has a picture here. We ended up getting, yeah, there it is, new state record, baby. So we ended up getting it, another arrow in it, and there it is, and getting it up on a boat. And it turns out the old state record was 70.6 pounds. And I do not want to give false information because every video or picture I've seen is either blurry or I can't see it correctly. But I think mine was 75.9 pounds. So I did beat the Delaware state record for the BAA. So that was for Southern. So that was for a Southern Stingray.
That's awesome.
And I do notice you are repping the Crocs.
Now, I want to say that, so I know Corey and Aaron can hear me. We all rep the Crocs.
That's cool.
Joe repped the Crocs. 76.6. Thank you, Brosman Brothers. So that was even bigger than I thought.
Nice. Are they hard to see?
Okay, that's a great question. So the deeper the water, for inexperienced, I think the harder to see. Now, again, these guys are super experienced. They've been doing this, I think Corey said 13 years.
Pick them out right away.
Oh, they could pick them out, dude. If they see a dust cloud, they knew what was there. A piece of speck move. These guys are good. For me, it was very hard to see in deep water. Now, know that my eyes are never the best to begin with my eye surgeries and stuff. At night, my glasses throw glare and things like that. So, it's for me, it's always been a little tough. And I will say the setup they have, it's not real hard to see the lights. But yes, to answer your question, deep water, yes. Shallow water, it depended. So one thing I learned I was super intrigued with is I see a lot of black spots in the shallow water. You can really see them. And they taught me that is a sign of the stingray in there, bending and digging. So what I learned is they were starting to look in the black spots in the beds. And listen, these guys catch a wing move. Like when I tell you they see an outline, I mean, these guys just catch a flicker of a wing. These guys just catch a flutter. I mean,
yeah, a little flutter. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, they're good. So there was at one point, and I will say that I almost made a boo-boo. I didn't plan on shooting. However, I did draw. We had stingrays going everywhere. And I did draw back, and Corey said, "Don't shoot. That might be a dolphin." I was like, "I don't plan on it. I'm just getting ready." So that was a boo-boo on my part. I know better than to draw back and not, and not be shooting at a target. However, excitement did take over for a second. I can't lie. And excitement took over is all I can say. They were flying everywhere at one point. Everybody was, and let me tell you, when you got one on, like there's times we shoot one and 3 would go by us. You're not ready for it. You're not even this experience. Now again, I bow fished it already. Any of you guys bow fished before?
Yeah, I've done it for carp.
Off a boat at night?
Yeah.
How about you, Skip?
Juniata.
Yep. Yeah.
So
yeah, I've done it for carp.
So this isn't. I mean, listen. I want to say it's easier because the water's a lot deeper in areas. So I'm not gonna say it's easier, but it is easier in the sense of your targets are bigger.
I'm ready to go. I want to go.
Well, I'm gonna get a hold of Corey. We'll set up a trip for next year. I'll set it up for 4 guys and talk to him about maybe bringing a camera guy or so because filming is very hard, dude.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's the one thing I can tell you. There it is. There's the right there is the Southern state record, 76.6 pounds. And if you could tell by the smile on my face, might have been the only one I shot up to 1 o'clock, but I didn't have to shoot anymore. I was pretty proud.
Oh, heck yeah.
I think up to 1 o'clock, we had 9. I think we had 9 by 1 o'clock.
What for poundage and stuff did they shoot? I know they're not real high, but
here's the thing. I mean, each bow was different. So we had one bow the ladies couldn't pull back, which I took that one. And then we had 2 other ones where he adjusted for the ladies. And the one thing, so I say ladies. So the ladies were my new Aunt Teresa. Their best friend. Hey!
What's up, boys?
Look at those guys.
We're sitting here like just minding our own business, and like 200,000 people messaged me and said that they're listening to some podcast about us, and we thought we'd have to just hack our way into your podcast. So here we are.
About some guys calling us sexy, or
yeah, this is big and sexy. You figure out which one's big and which one's sexy.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to tell which is which.
Listen, we had a great time. We just wanted to chime on here and say we had a great time with Ben and his family and friends, and you guys were a lot of fun, and seeing the smiles on your face after he lost his GoPro.
Yeah,
but he got it back.
Then he later recovered.
Yeah, they didn't get to that story yet.
Sorry, we kind of,
we didn't mean to chime in on you here, guys, but I tell you, we're big fans now of your podcast. It was a humbling experience having been on the boat, and it was a very good night. And ironically, last night, the night after you left, David Meese, who's friends with you, Ben, his group was with us, and they shot 18 in 2.5 hours last night.
Slaughtered them.
Yep.
That's awesome. I didn't know he was down. I'll have to message him.
Yeah, I know he's tuning in right now because he's the one that actually kind of gave us the heads up. And so we were sitting around just sitting here waiting for you guys to get on. And, like I said, we just want to say thanks for believing in us and trusting us to take you guys out on your adventure.
And we here.
We lost Aaron a minute. Hold on, Aaron. You cut out a second.
Yeah, man.
We're on.
You good?
There you are.
All right. So yeah, last night David had a humbling trip to say the least. The first 2.5 hours, we seen a few fish. They had nothing in the boat, and then the tide kicked in, started getting some water, and before we know it, the next 2.5 hours we did nothing but kill fish.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And as we told you before, the tide kind of dictates everything. The moon, all that kind of things. There's a lot more than just going out and sticking stingrays. But the Umarex Fish R did great for Joe and Ed, and you did an awesome job putting those interlocks in all those. Especially, you're the pending state record holder right now with the Southern Stingray. So congratulations.
Well, them interlocks did their job.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Them interlocks definitely did their job, buddy. They stuck through there and they opened up, man. I don't think we lost one fish the whole night. We lost them.
Thank you guys. We would like to make you and your crew official all-stars and have you our team and about that later. But we're very impressed with you and listening to the podcast. We're having fun, so we're going to put you guys on as interlock staffers and gear coming your way.
Well, that's awesome, brother. I appreciate it.
I'm ready.
And you don't know what it meant to me to go and see a group of guys who truly cared about what they did. As I told you that night, a lot of guys just take the dollar, man, and that's what it's about. It wasn't about that for you.
Well, if you know, you guys actually were supposed to come earlier. And, Aaron and I spoke about it quite a bit, and the water was really, really dirty. And with an 8-hour trip that you guys had planned, we felt that we couldn't give you 100% of what is out there, and the opportunities. So that's why we moved you guys an extra week, and, it paid off for everybody.
Absolutely, man. I had a blast. As you heard, these guys want to join next year, so I'm going to get a hold of you. We're going to set up a trip for next year.
No problem. Pencil us. We'll pencil you guys in, but we'll hop off of here, let you guys get back to your stories. Don't forget to talk about that real big one that the ladies shot, because
that's the one next, brother.
A rough time all night. I know she's listening. All right, brother. We appreciate you guys. We're looking forward to having you guys on the boat. We'll hop off. We're a big fan. We're gonna tell everybody to check out Big Sexy Outdoors.
Thank you, brother. Have a great night, man. I appreciate both of you guys.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Have a great night, man.
See you guys. Thank you.
No problem.
Anytime.
Take care.
Awesome.
Tell me that wasn't cool, huh?
That was awesome.
That was cool. Dude, my night is made. I'm not sleeping tonight. You might as well forget it. There'll be 2 nights with no sleep.
I can't
Hey,
wait.
Ben, see? Hey, Ben, I posted that picture. My wife met a celebrity. You're a celebrity. You're holding a pending record, bud.
About that.
Is that it? I'm a celebrity. I got to remember that. That'll help keep my head up.
You're not just big sexy now. You hit big time.
So listen, as Corey said first, Corey, thank you for jumping on, and Aaron, man, I'll tell you what. You listen, those guys. I'll say it 1,000 times over. Were so much fun. Let me jump to something different a minute. So the reason I wanted to go on this from day one, again, I said, was because I knew Corey Brosman was part of this, right? So let me just tell you this part. The reason I watch Corey Brosman on television is Corey is, if you guys pay attention to Corey's stuff, he's a family man. And he's a God-fearing man, and he loves the outdoors. And those are the things I cherish. So for me, one of the reasons I spend my time watching him is I feel we have a lot in common, and I feel that he's a great example. So, and I don't just say that. You know me, I'm as honest as, man, sometimes I got myself in trouble with that honesty. But that's why I watch him. And that's the reason I went on this trip, is I wanted to meet somebody like that, who does it, for a living, basically. And it was humbling for me. You want to hear humbling? That was humbling for me. That was a godsend, a blessing, thank you, Jesus, for allowing me to have this opportunity moment,
That's awesome.
It is. I'm ready. Oh, I'm gonna go.
So to be straight with you, as I was on the back of the boat at one point, I was like, man, I'm not gonna get any shooting up here. And it was like that moment Joe switched with me. It was like God said, "Hey, bud, here's your time. Shoot this." And I did it. And again, it ended up being the Delaware state record. So pending, as Corey said, pending Delaware state record. So it was cool, right? Like I was like, no, I want them to shoot one. I'm good. Here you go. So here's David Meese, who is from Chris's area. And I know David Meese. We have met him a bunch of times. Corey is definitely a true sportsman and outdoorsman. So there it is. That's from somebody else. And I agree totally to that statement. Now, so we don't forget, because I know we're probably around 30 minutes already, because I can't shut up about how excited I am. Let's get on to the next adventure. So before we ended our night at 1 o'clock, okay, at any point you guys got questions, jump in and ask. Before we hit that point where, so let me put it this way. If you get too much in a boat, once you start getting where the tide comes up and you're drifting, we overweight. And with Big Sexy on the boat, we overweight a little faster. Okay? So we're like, he had planned around 1 o'clock, whatever we had, we'd clean him out and take care of him. So I believe it was Joe. It was Joe or Ed. Somebody shot one with the gun. And as they shot one with the gun, we were in the area where they said, dude, there's a couple, we see a butterfly in here. So you guys pay close attention. Now, see these stingrays all on the beach right here that Chris is showing you? Those aren't, yeah, they're stingrays. That one right there in the middle is the new state record, okay? Now that, I told you the weight was 76.6, okay? You're going to laugh at this. That's a baby. Because as Joe's reeling, or Ed is reeling in this one, Aaron yells, "There's a butterfly! There's a butterfly!" Now, the two ladies haven't shot one all night yet. And I can't, Teresa and Tammy both ended up shooting it. So we got this thing in. Guys, listen to me. 159 pounds. This thing, there it is. This thing, if you look, was almost as wide as the boat.
Now, is there a limit to what you can shoot?
That's a great question. I can't answer that. Corey, if you're watching, if you could throw that in the comments, that's a fantastic question. So that one there, again, was 159 pounds. Now, I had to look it up when I got home. So the state record is over 220 pounds.
Yeah, I've seen they get big.
That's a Volkswagen Beetle.
That is insane. Guys, I have a video, which, again, I've been trying to send stuff to Chris. I've been on here an hour and a half getting prepared. And for some reason, I can't send anything. I don't know why. It's giving me a hard time. However, I do have a video. And I wish to God I could show you right this second. I wonder if I can log in real quick. Let me try something.
1 Southern per person.
So let me try something real quick, just because I think you have to see this. Do not leave this page.
No limit on any other race. Just 1 Southern per person.
Well, he was just kidding.
No, yeah, the 1 Southern was just a joke. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, he's joking, because that's what we shot most tonight. I'm telling you, Skip, he's a jokester. He's just like us. These guys were so fun to be around.
Personally, I'd be happy just shooting one. I didn't care what it was.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. So I was trying to send this video again for the last couple hours. What I'm going to do is try to log in through my other laptop. Now I might have to mute myself out a minute. And the only reason I'm doing this is I feel you have to see this. You don't understand. Enter without camera mic.
That thing is a tank.
It's giant.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute him because of the echo.
Yeah.
Hey, Jaron.
And can you imagine pulling that thing through the water?
Oh my god. I mean, and like you said, they got to be. I mean, you could easily get enough to eat off of how many of them to where you're not going to have to worry for a while.
Was there any brought back to eat?
Yeah, I was going to let Ben. You're muted. I had to mute you because of the echo. I'll bring you back in as soon as you're done showing the thing. But yeah, he actually brought me a couple of the fillets because I do the the big sexy cooks thing, right? And they have the single weirdest. The flesh thing is because it's already cut into strips.
Strips,
right?
yeah.
I don't know what he's pointing at. Oh, there it is. And yeah, he'll show you one there. Yeah, if I unmute him while he's doing this, it's real loud. But look at that.
Oh man, I'm so ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why do we have to wait till next year? Let's just go tomorrow. No, we can't go tomorrow.
I leave for Florida on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can go down there and get some practice.
So,
Exactly.
So the following week.
All right, Skip, your new goal
Well,
is when you're
hey.
down in Florida is to get us a gator. Look at the size of that dang thing.
Hey, I want to go gator hunting.
There you go. Boom.
Oh, it took off with the gaff.
Look at that.
Or was that a boomstick to kill it?
I'm not sure. Yeah, he's going to have to send the videos and we'll have to edit them all together and we'll put together a nice big compilation video for you. Okay. There you go.
All right. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I was just trying to give you an idea what that looks like in the water. So if you were checking that out, that's, I'm telling you, dude, I thought mine was immense until that thing come.
Oh, I'm ready.
And listen, and I'm gonna go back to Corey and Aaron. Like Teresa was having a real hard time. Yeah, it was a harpoon. So Teresa and them were having a real hard time getting one, and he worked so hard to get him one. And man, did he get him one? I mean, he got him one. That thing is immense. And then he was so excited for the girls, he left them harpoon it. I mean, nobody does that. You know, most guys ain't. It was just an awesome experience. I think the girls were so happy when they left. I mean, I was pumped. I was personally pumped. So when you see a stingray, I got to say it. I've never been part of it. It's my first time stingray bowfish. When you see a stingray, when I'm talking as wide as a boat, floating through the water. I mean, at one point in my videos, and excuse the language, but at one point in my videos, you can hear me say, holy shit, look at the size of that thing. I just couldn't get over how big this thing was. And then when we weighed it, 159 pounds. It was insane. So then we have 4 species in a boat at this point, right? So we have 4 species. The girls are pumped and excited. We were pumped. So we end up going, we're going to go clean everything. And at this point, we have this monster thing on the boat. You know, it don't hardly fit. You can't put it in the cooler. Don't we go over and we're going to start cleaning it. And the 5th species, which was a bullnose, comes right up to the boat. And listen, I have nothing to say, but I missed. Ed missed with the gun, and I missed with the bow. And, oh God, I'm so embarrassed, but I missed, which they said was probably another state record. And it would have been a bullnose. I left Ed shoot first. It's no excuse, okay? I know what you're thinking, Skip. But he had the gun, and I was like, he said, man, it'd be awesome to get a bullnose, right? So I was like, well, I'll let Ed shoot first. And when Ed shot, I shot immediately after, but at that point it already started to turn out,
Yeah.
I was bummed. And I mean, I'm not saying I would have hit it either way. So I don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying if I would have took my time and done it where I could see it flat, I probably would have been all right,
Yeah.
But it was definitely something. Definitely something. So then we went up the shoreline and we ended up getting a 6th species, which was, hold on, let me think. I'd be lying to you if I said I knew. I mean, again, these guys are watching. They can tell you what species it was. So we ended up shooting a 6th species. So we didn't get the 5 we were after, but we did get 5. They clean these things. Now, Chris, that picture you had up of, see, what sucks is I can't swap videos right now. I don't know what's wrong.
Well, I just wanted to show him this quick because I was talking to him about the folds. You can almost see them here. Like you see the thicker lines, the darker lines. Yeah. That's almost like they were pulled apart. And hey, Benji, I think you said that somebody had a challenge for you with cooking this. I mean, I'm going to make it too. It says make it like scallops. So I'm like, all right, cool. But they have a challenge for you, don't they?
I don't want to call the challenge, but Corey did say if you have a good jerky recipe and it works, I'd be willing to drive up there and get some. So I do right now. I'm going to soak it in Sprite for 48 hours. I want to make sure all the fishy outdoor taste is gone. I'm going to dump it off tomorrow, and we're going to start a jerky marinade. I have a big dish of jerky cut up. Well, let me tell you about this. So this big one, when you fillet this out, right, you're going to come basically down off the ice. I have a video of it because I was intrigued by all of it.
That's a lot.
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. So you come down off the ice basically almost on a straight line, a little bit of a diagonal, and then you come down straight again with another big diagonal, and you're basically cutting off, the wing section, right? And letting the middle there. But this in general is so big that when you cut it up, it literally has it's like pre-sliced jerky. God's honest truth. It's like me and Aaron were talking about it. It's like pre-sliced jerky. So what I did is I took my fingers and went through every rib, every slice, and pulled the membrane back and then cut them on every one I could. Now they do get a little smaller as you get out near the ends of the wings. So I'm excited for that too. I'm excited to try to make stingray jerky. I've never made it. I am, man. You know me. I'll jerky anything.
I'll try it.
So that's something on the list right now too. There you go. Just like this. Look. Dude, I love Chris, man. He just pulls stuff up. He knows what he's doing.
That's really what it looks like. Looking.
So if you take your finger between that skip, it actually opens right up.
It's just layer after layer after layer.
Yeah. Now again, on the big one, there's a lot of that. And then as it gets small, as it gets out more, it gets tighter. It's a lot harder to get to lay over.
What the hell is that? What is that, Chris?
Yeah, that's the different layer. Like you can see the individual, like it's pre-sliced.
Yeah, that's stingray.
Yep. Now this is a jerk.
It's already made.
Caribbean jerked. Yeah.
It's not spiral stingray.
It looks like there's an eyeball in there.
Well, that's all right. They taste good. Hey,
Shrek eats them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, I have steaks. I'm going to marinate. Like I'm serious. I want to eat. I heard nothing but good things about stingray. So the one thing I was intrigued about when it comes to this part, and we'll go back to that, but now we're on this, was I've soaked meat in a lot of things. Coke. Coke, buttermilk, heck, just regular milk, and salt water. I have soaked meat in different types of things to eliminate that outdoorsy flavor everybody's afraid of. My kids all say they can taste it. I've never used Sprite, so I'm already intrigued by this.
So that's what I've always used was milk when I did it.
Yeah, Corey recommended Sprite. So, and another cool thing, I actually messaged my uncle right away, and I was like, yo, did you cut up that meat yet? Because, so when you dump the Sprite in on the stingray, it bubbles. And like a foamy top comes on it. So whatever it's doing and activating in there, gotta be cool.
I'll have to remember that.
It's neat. Like it was neat to stand there and just watch. I felt like an idiot, but it was neat to just stand there and watch.
Well, hey
Because-
Ben, you're only 10 minutes from my house. Let me know when it's done.
Okay, so the key is we don't care about any of the steps in it. We only care about trying it. So I actually am going to send. I'm going to vacuum seal and send Corey and Aaron some as long as it comes out good. So I'm going to just vacuum seal. I'm not going to make poor guys drive here.
Nice.
Not that I wouldn't want to see him again, but I'll vacuum seal a bag and send it to him. So I'm excited for that. That's another thing I'm super excited for. Again, I want to sprite it for 48 hours. I feel like to make jerky, I got to make sure,
Right.
that's gone. So tomorrow's going to be the day we dump out. And I ran to Walmart tonight, but I didn't get
Now,
spices.
how are you going to do it? Like in a dehydrator, or you have a jerky machine, or?
So
Smoker.
that's the part I'm not sure yet. Some of the things are really big. I'm thinking about actually running half of it on this regular smoker, and just draping it over a pole. and
That's out. I have one of those Cabela's, one of the big commercial Cabela's smokers, dehydrator.
so well, I have a big propane smoker, so I'm thinking about laying it through the racks as a big propane smoker. Half of the batch, and the other half of the batch, I think I'm going to run through a dehydrator. Because I've never done it before, I don't know
Right.
what the best scenario is. So I figure that's my way to test both sides of it.
Sure.
Hopefully it doesn't fall apart. I'm a little afraid with fish. So catfish and those things have a tendency to pull.
Just crumble.
Right. So I'm afraid in the smoker that might happen. What I might do is put trays in it with holes in the bottom. And that way it still gets the smoke through it. But if it would happen to crumble or do, it won't be as bad. Again, I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah.
the key to the smoke is just allowing room for it to move.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that as well. So by 1 o'clock, we get off, clean them, and Chris actually had a picture of, look at that. Chris actually had a picture of all the stingrays on the beach by 1 o'clock.
But before I show that, this is dried stingray, so it would be about the same kind of a thing.
So that's dried, Chris. You looked that up.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm trying to help you guys. I'm sorry.
No,
I'll shut up. I'll go.
You're the man, Chris.
One of these days I'm going to tackle him right on live on air. I'm just going to go right
We
to
should
the
just drive down to his house and rip him out of his house.
Yeah. So there, that's, if you look right here, this little one, that was the other species.
Looks
Right
like
there.
bait compared to the rest of them.
Oh yeah, it was a little one, but it was neat looking, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's
It
stingray.
looked like a ghost. To me, it looked almost like a ghost. It was neat looking.
I don't know
and
about
then,
you, Skip. I'm ready.
But so what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we had 9. We ended up losing. Like I said, we lost one, so there was 9 that we had. And then we left. We got everything cleaned, put in, cleaned up, got back on, and Corey and Aaron took this spot they were scouting. I'm watching for days, the last couple of days. And we got in there and we shot 4 more. 4 more? Yeah, I want to say 4 more. So I got 2 and Teresa got 2. And Teresa was having trouble finding them. But, buddy, once she found them, she was taking them down, dude. Once she found them, she was taking them down. It was God, it was awesome. It was just awesome. And we fished like so here's another thing I was really respectful. These guys really showed to me respect for is, if you shoot a ton of fish or catch a ton of fish, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to say, we're done. We're going to be done at this time. And we're going to go in. And if you do well, a lot of people end it early or whatnot, right? Dude, these guys were right on the money. He said, we're not touching that dock till 4 o'clock. And we were just after 4 when we touched the dock. I mean, they were true to every word they said. And like when we got that state record, they were just as excited as we were, dude. I mean, Corey and I, the one thing I have is a video of just when we pull it on the boat, nothing else, for 3 seconds. I can hear me and Corey go, woo! It was awesome. I just can't thank them guys enough for my experience. It was again, to me, humbling is a great word. It was humbling because I didn't have to kill a lot to enjoy it.
And then to get a state record, that's just the icing on the cake.
Oh yeah, and like I said, if I did it again, there was a few things I would do different. I'd put the guns to the back, bows in the front. I think that would be a little beneficial, just because the bows are so quick. I mean, if you're paying attention, them bows are so fast. Them guns,
Yeah.
it's just safe. You know what I mean? No drawback. So another trick I learned in this is, if I drew back and I waited and held, that's when I seem to miss. But if I seen one and just, I hit everyone I did that to. I think I missed one in that. But a lot of the ones I held, like if I drew back and held, somebody else was shooting first.
Right.
I seen it coming and was trying to let them get the shot before I shot. You know, I waited for theirs. As soon as I heard theirs go, I left go. Another thing a lot of people don't know in bow fishing is, so when we were going there, I remember my uncle saying, I believe you have to hold high. That's not the case.
High.
No, that's not the case at all.
Too low.
Low.
Yeah.
So what you have to remember is your arrow deflects upward. Okay. So another thing I learned is on the straight down shots, nobody missed. Nobody missed. Straight downs. I mean, I'm not saying the women didn't miss a couple on the straight downs, but in most cases, the straight downs weren't a miss. Because your arrow might deflect, but stingrays were big, so you still caught something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where if you shoot to the angle, your arrow lifts as it hits the water.
Yeah.
So the deeper the water, the more you go. I know at one point I shot, and I'm telling you, I shot almost straight down. And Corey, the one at the state record, Corey said, lead by a foot. And I raised under a foot. And if I didn't, I probably would have missed it. So
where do you want to hit him at?
Well, the goal is to hit him, Chris. Do you see where Corey's hand is in that picture? Yep. So you want to hit somewhere between the eyes and about halfway down the body, 3/4. Basically, you see the round circle. Can you see the dried out round circle where the wings are?
Yeah.
Right in that area. That's their tough spot. That's where you want to. You hit them in a wing. There's always fear of getting loose.
Yeah, it can tear.
Yeah, and that big one, the 159 pounder, that had 1, 2, 3 arrows in it to stop it, because these things are beasts. I mean, they're beasts. Listen, you shoot a carp, so you guys bow fish, right? When you shoot a carp and that carp takes off, it's like woo, and you just go. But listen, when Joe shot the first one, with that gun, that thing was that thing was a piss rocket, man. It went and Joe's face, I wish I would have had the video camera on at that moment, because Joe's face was priceless. And Joe, you could tell he was like, oh, he's better hang on to them bows. It rips, bud. They don't mess around.
Yeah, they got some power. What I read and stuff.
Oh, they don't mess around. But I wanted to get on tonight and talk about the experience I had. And again, it was humbling for me. It was so much fun. I'm afraid if I did it with somebody else, I wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Enjoyed as much.
Yeah, I mean, when I tell you Corey and Aaron, they're just good people. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. They joked with the women the whole time, just like they were the guys. There was no, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't make them feel uncomfortable. Yeah, just like us. But again, I told you, that's what made me watch a lot of his
Yep.
stuff. As I feel he is a down-to-earth Christian, joking, laughing, good time, serious when he got to be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the type of people. Those are my people, man. I mean, how many times do we go off, us guys, and we joke about the dumbest stuff there is.
Yeah.
Like Mike and, the 650,000 fish a day catch with a nymph.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Me and Skip jump in the water first just to fly fish for a half hour before you get there.
That is true. True. I
Yeah.
cannot lie.
Yeah, see? He knows
But,
what I'm
hey,
talking about.
But hey, Ben, I have to say though, me and Mike fished together, and we fished the breaches, and neither one of us got one fish.
So here's what happened.
Not one
Worst
fish.
day I ever had.
Listen, somebody made a phone call because Mike and I don't know catch fish. Somebody sent up dynamite or something in that creek before he got there, because I'm telling you, Mike and I
Like
does
my
not
brother
go without
said, that
catching
kid,
fish.
that kid that drowned, they were down there looking for him. My brother said that's what happened. They pushed all the fish out, but that's not it. It's just, it sucked.
We seen a couple, but there was nothing.
4 hours.
Hitting anything.
Is Shanny this big?
No.
Not even tail.
I would be excited. I would be excited just to try to catch one of them with a fishing rod. Seeing how they take off with the bow, could you imagine hooking into something like that with a fishing rod?
I couldn't.
Well, I mean, I seen them already. Like a buddy of mine, Sean, they fish off the coast, off the beach, and they'll hook into them. And I mean, they fight them things. Yeah, they fight them things for a good 40 minutes sometimes.
Well, catch one like that, I'll tell you what, man, I don't know what I'd do.
Hey guys, I got to jump off. I got to get the grandson put to bed here. This was awesome though. I'm glad. I can't wait.
I'll get with Corey, Mike. I'll get a trip scheduled.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing a giveaway too. So everybody wants to stay tuned for that.
Yes, we will get that done.
A little bit more to come here, but for people that are into some fishing.
Mike's going to hook us up with
I'm going to donate
beautiful fly rod combo. So stay tuned for that. Mike wants to do a nice giveaway. Something he wants to do on his own. And of course, we're a team. We support him. So thank you, Mike, for jumping on tonight and joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later.
See you, bud.
See you, Mike.
Yep. Bye.
So my experience, I think, is just straight out awesome. And again, I'm looking to do it again next year. Listen, I talk so much, we're almost at our hour mark already.
50,
which is
like 54 minutes in.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, Skip. You could tell I was excited.
Hey, it was worth it though, you know what I mean?
I was so excited. I think it's cool that Dave Meese went down after us. I thought that was awesome. I didn't know he was going. I seen him commenting on our stuff, but I didn't know he was going. So I thought that was awesome all by itself. So before we end going tonight, you guys have any questions for me? Anything you want to comment to?
When you reeled them in, Ben, was it just a regular reel on the bow, or
no? That was one of them
hand reel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As I talked about at the beginning, and then the reel is free. Basically, the string just sits in the tool. Okay. And then what you do is, when you shoot, the string will just freely shoot out into the thing. So now, Interlock makes these bow fishing tips. So as you go in, okay, they go through and they open. So basically it looks like this. Sorry, like this. Okay. That's terrible. And then it keeps it from pulling. You know what I mean? Like it's flattening against the fish, the stingray, whatever you want to call it. And then that keeps from pulling through. And then there's a trigger. Now, I've used this same style before. So in the bottom of the reel, there's a trigger. What you do is it's kind of like it engages everything. Okay, that's what it does. It engages. So as you pull this handle, it engages to reel. Chris,
let go of it,
pull
it'll
up?
freeze spool.
Can you pull up bow fishing reels?
Well, I promise you I will in 1 second. But I wanted to say something else.
Say it, brother.
Fishing reels. I quit. No. So those guys don't just take you out fishing. They take care of you. They cut it all up. This is right from the freezer, so I mean I got to put it back, but yeah. And this is one of the smaller ones.
Yeah, that there was your average steak, what I called stingray steaks we got out.
Yeah, and look at the size of this dang thing. It's almost as big as I am. So yeah, but they clean it for you. They take care of everything, right?
Yeah. They, like I said, that big one, they hung up like a deer. And they skinned it, took it meat off, put it in coolers. Now you supply the ice, which what's that? You stop and buy a couple bags of ice. That's no big deal. So they, so right here. Now this is not the brand. So I do not want you to see that. The brand we used was God, Corey, forgive me if I got this wrong. AMF. So, but it looks just like these here in the top left, Skip. So it's actually a tube with string, and then when you engage it, you can reel it in. Oh, I'm looking to get a setup. I haven't bow fished in years, but I'm in love again. That put a spark back in me. I'm gonna be wading in chest waders, watching for carp, man. I'm telling you, that put something in me there. I was awesome. That's the love I lost. Now they do make other types. So in your question, the one in the bottom left here. So that's the old setup they used to use. That's kind of like a cone. So I have that set up, to be honest with you. So when you shoot that, one, it just kind of pulls off and you just hand reel it in, wrap it back up. Where if you use, 1, 2, 5 on the bottom left, it looks like a push button Zebco 202. It's just kind of like high tech,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the same way. But I tell you what, absolutely incredible time. If you get the opportunity to go out, do it. If you get the opportunity to go out and do it with the Brosman boys, definitely take that. Because the Brosman boys, bow fishing is it, man. So we're going to take a second. We're going to show you the Brosman boys page. So there you go. No experience needed, no equipment needed, no license required. Pay your initial deposit. There, I like this one. What to expect. Fish cleaning, AMS. I said AMF, ain't, so I apologize. AMS. There's another big, look at that. There's another big butterfly. I mean, it is everything I hoped for plus. On their site here, I can tell you that they have recipes for stingray. They have so much stuff. I mean, Corey has his hands. Here's some of Corey's sponsors. So Interlock right there. Interlock Broadheads, Luminoc, Lakewood, AMS Bow Fishing, Honda Marine, and Honda Generators. So there's some of his happy clients, dude. There's a lot of happy clients there. The daytime photos, I see a lot of daytime photos, and I wanted to ask Corey where that, like, did they shoot them in the day? That's a question I had for him. I wanted to ask. And here's another one I wanted to ask. So I'm sure if he's still listening, that albino, that had to be awesome.
Yeah, that's neat looking.
Dude, that's cool. But all you have to do is go to Brosman Boys Bow Fishing. Check them guys out. Their phone number's on their page. You can email them. You guys will not regret the time you spend with them. Will not. I all I can say is I can have you ask the two ladies on the boat we had with hardly any experience shooting a bow. I don't think they shot a bow since they were little kids in high school, and they had a blast. And they have certain times a year, like you can go shoot flounder and you can go shoot. It doesn't just have to be stingrays, you know. That's the other cool part. There's other things out there within season limits you can go do. I would do stingrays again. I won't lie to you. I wouldn't want something else. I'm not saying I would shoot at something else. The opportunity was there. I'm just saying
they look fun to shoot.
Oh, they're fun when you hit them and they take off, dude. Like I said, there's times you shoot and you're like, oh, I missed, and all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, oh my god. It's incredible. But great group of guys. Absolutely loved them. I thank you guys. So I want to end by saying I thank you guys very much. I thank you for the opportunity to meet you. I thank you for allowing us to come down. I thank you for being good to me and my family. And I also thank you for offering us to be on the Interlock team. So that's super excited. I got a hold of you on that. And we'll talk that off screen. If you guys have nothing else, I'm going to say thank you for watching. God bless. I'll see you in the field.